Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show. I'm Ian, and I got Dave and Nick with me on the show tonight. How you guys doing?
Good evening. Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Finally over the COVIDs.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't catch it, Dave. I don't know where you caught it.
It's all the strippers and blow.
I know, but
You're in the good boy.
I guess I went up to Dave. I would like
After
we
you
had
passed out after a beer.
we had dinner.
it's like-
He took me to the hotel room, put me to bed, and then he went out for the long evening ahead. He went out to the bunny ranch, and he just spent his entire nest egg on just whores. And he got COVID.
Had himself some
And
hors
it
d'oeuvres.
sounds like you had a hardcore case of it.
Oh yeah, it was a 3 days of not being able to get out of bed,
Ugh,
strong fever and all the rest of
that's
it, and then a couple of days of same again of like just feeling like
shit.
you were high or something, or space cadet.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better now. It's all over.
So am I.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dave and I did the Couch Co-op 500 a couple weeks ago. We went down to Reno. It was a lot of fun. We drove down.
It was about 1,300 miles, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1,300 miles round trip. We drank lots of beer, had a lot of fun. Good
We
times.
just missed Zuckerberg on his
was he on Tahoe for that?
for that like
Oh,
surfboarding, wakeboarding, or whatever he was doing.
I thought he had one of those like powered wakeboards.
He might do, but yeah, that was at Lake Tahoe apparently. So.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was Lake Tahoe. That's funny. He was probably there then, technically.
Yeah, maybe that's who I caught COVID from.
Yeah, exactly. You were partying.
The meta COVID.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, it's another show. Thanks, everyone, for joining us and listening and tuning in. Let's get to it. What we got for this day in gaming history. I think both you guys did some research on this.
Yeah, so I feel like the first thing I noticed was there was a lot of like old Super Nintendo and N64 stuff came out. Like Mario Paint was one that stuck out to me because I remember that with the mouse, and it was like, wow, a mouse for the Super Nintendo. I never quite understood really who that game was aimed at. As you could do,
But that was a Japanese release.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like a lot of these were Japanese releases.
yeah, that was the other thing that struck me. It was all released in Japan. The original Mario Brothers arcade game, 41 years ago in Japan.
Well, I think that's something to
Oh, I
kind
feel
of.
old.
I think something to kind of think about is that when E3 happened, in June or whatever, generally in the summer, video games it was like a dead season.
Yeah, I remember they used to get like a couple of titles that were released, but nothing.
not something exciting. It was very like chill, and so like maybe that's why all these Japanese ones.
Yeah, because I mean, you got F-Zero X for the N64 was another one that stuck out, and Super Mario All Stars for the Super Nintendo. And then as you come up to more modern times, the only one that stuck out to me is on the PC, and it was just for the name of it. Mum Got Stuck in the Washing Machine came out a year ago.
That's my favorite Pornhub topic. Anyway,
I might have known.
But if we want to stick on the
you know what's funny about that though? If you do search that, there's a lot of those videos. Anyway, go ahead, Nick.
I saw something else that kind of popped out, and
I'd love to see your search history.
I'd love to see yours.
Oh yeah. That was
so it was. So they have it labeled, like when I was looking under Game Facts, they had it labeled as the NES was released July 15th, so tomorrow. But in 1983, they said the NES, but I could have sworn it was the Famicom or the Family Computer that would have been the name in Japan,
Interesting.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
so tomorrow is the 41st birthday or anniversary of the Famicom,
I guess
That's pretty
Wikipedia,
which
crazy,
is
isn't
kind
it?
of a big deal for
whatever.
a few of us.
Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
I mean, yes, I know this is your favorite,
just a
your
just a
favorite
silly
company.
console. Just a silly console that
Yeah.
means nothing to anybody.
Well, I know it's your
No
absolute
one's ever
favorite.
played that.
Cool. All right. Well, that's this day
Mhm.
in gaming
Well,
history.
this day and tomorrow.
This day and
'Cause-
tomorrow. This whole week. This week in
Well,
gaming history. Really, it should be the
it's funny
week,
'cause-
right?
Yeah, and it's funny because like when I search, it's like, or maybe I just get to it a little too late because some of the sites that I end up landing on, it's like they're already giving me the history for the next day.
Yeah, I get that
because
too.
they're-
It's like the 15th. I
Yeah.
did on the NES thing though. There is one thing I did want to mention before. So the introductory price of the NES was $179 in 1985 when it came out in North America. That's the equivalent to $510 as of last year. So it was about the same
Mhm.
price as a PlayStation.
You are-
a current gen PlayStation.
You are correct. On Wikipedia, it does say July 15th, 1983 is the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System or Famicom. So
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to double check something when I was kind of
it's sold a
taking a
lot
break
better than I
between
thought it
words,
did.
but
61, almost 62 million units sold. That's pretty good.
Wow, there were a lot less
Oh,
people
sure.
in the world back then as well.
And gamers were only kids,
Yeah,
technically.
yeah, you weren't. Probably didn't sell that many to
Adults.
30 and 40-year-olds.
All right. Again, that was this day in gaming history. Nick DeWin, thanks for joining us. Lord Beerstro yourself, you're joining us this
Yeah.
week. It's been a hot minute. Does the Beerstro have a beer battle for us this week?
oh, do I ever?
Do you ever?
And yes, so I've been scratching a bit of a German itch of mine lately, as
What's
you
her name?
may have.
What's her name? Or what's his
Um,
name?
Yeah, his name.
Mike or Mika. Sorry, that's throwback to a movie that probably nobody watched except me.
Mm.
Anyway, so let's see if I've tried to get these pronunciations. I've got Koenig. I'm not even sure if I still pronounce that right, but Koenig Pilsner.
Okay.
And I'm putting it up against Einbecker, Meyerbach.
It's like a little whiskey
This
bottle.
it is. It's a neat little bottle, but also just from doing a little bit of a research, I think I'm just dealing with a German seasonal here. Actually,
Oh,
this might be a beer that's kind of trying to celebrate May, which is why they have Meyerbach. But yeah, so oh shoot, I don't even know which beer to start with. Wow, what a conundrum. Actually, I'm going to start with the Meyerbach
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
because yeah, it's
You gonna save me one of those? Nick DeWin?
There's always
You
more.
know- yeah. I mean, I would have
Mm.
if I had known that it was a seasonal, but unfortunately, I only found out like
Oh,
probably
this is-
minutes before.
And it's his last one.
Well, there might still be at the store because I mean, this
Oh,
is just
I got
like
you.
these are just
I've never seen it
little-
before. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you'll just have to wait here.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's
So,
nice
I'm-
looking bottle in the beer.
Good
yeah.
looking
I mean,
color.
I'm guessing.
You know, the
mean,
only
if I-
problem you've got there is you need two of them to
Yeah,
fill
you
that
need two of
glass.
them.
I know. Well,
Well, he's got to get through it though,
True.
I mean, I had
This is the man
two of
that
them
drinks
earlier
bottled up.
today.
and we don't
Yeah.
need him to get trashed.
Yeah, I've got busy day tomorrow, but
Well, take that first drink and tell us what your initial thoughts are, so we can move on.
this is a very nice, very nice, kind of sweet,
Malty.
and yeah, a malty Maibach, as I kind of assumed it would be, just based on the name. But I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of a bitterness to it too, but not too overwhelming. It's, kind of like with that Bitburger that we had. It's like it's a bitterness that doesn't turn you off.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense, like kind of like a hot bitterness. But there's still like a sweetness to it that I would kind of generally assume would go with Maibach, just based on the one or two that I've had in my life. Fortunately, we're going 2 months now, and I still can't seem to quite smell things.
COVID
Lucky
as
me.
well. Just long COVID.
Yeah.
I just got the long
Nice.
COVID. Awesome. Well, Nick, we'll let you do the work
At least
on
I can
that.
still taste stuff. So
Let you get to do the work on that. And we'll move over to Dave again. Dave, do you have a demo for us this week?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I played a little game called Nuclear Blaze.
Nuclear Blaze.
Yeah, like a little firefighter kind of character. It's very pixel art.
You playing these
indie
like
game.
indie games.
Well, yeah, there's not. That's one of the things that, like, if you wanted to talk about it, is the demo. The demo thing doesn't have that many demos of like AAA titles, if you know what I mean,
It's true.
or ones that interest me. And so I just chose this because I thought Nuclear Blaze. That's a cool name. It was actually a really cool little game. You're like a firefighter, so the mechanic was you got to fill your backpack up with water and put the fire out, and it starts like a forest fire, but it's obviously some kind of underground, like top secret military base or something that's caught fire, and so you work your way into it. It was pretty good. Don't think I'd ever really. I don't think I'd buy it necessarily, but it was fun. It had a reasonably fun mechanic, and I imagine it's not a very long game, and it probably wasn't very expensive. I think you got to play the first 2 levels, and from what I've read, there's 20 levels. And you can kind of replay some of it and basically rescue survivors, and there's like little cats and dogs you can rescue and all that kind of stuff. But it was
a cute game.
Cute little game, yeah. I would, I don't like. It's funny when I play some of these demos. I don't want to shit on them because it's
But
kind of like
you could shit on them. It's fine.
this one. I wouldn't actually, but it's kind of like beers. Some styles are just not for me. Either that, or I've drunk enough of that. I don't need any more of it in my life, and it's like it's a little 2D platformer. It's a lot of fun, but realistically, it's not like got the story element isn't massive in the game, so that's not going to pull me in. And the mechanics are good, but I've played a lot of platforming games over the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever. But so pretty decent little demo. Give it a whirl.
I pulled it up on Wikipedia here. It looks like it released for Windows in 2021, but the PS4 Switch version released last year. So it's been alone on the Windows.
Yeah, it's weird. It came
for a couple
up
years.
It came up to the top of my list, and I think the other thing that I get on a lot of these games is that pixel art style. So I have quite a lot of retro computers. So if I want that pixel art style, I can play like the original pixel art style. It's like, if you want that Mario pixel art style, like there's nothing that quite beats playing Mario to get it, if you know what I mean.
Its reviews look pretty good too. I mean, it's like a B- to C+. It has a pretty strong, but like pretty solid across the board as far as the reviews for it. So
I think this one's definitely in the try category. There's a game there, and it seems like a decent game. It's just not for me.
Cool. That's Nuclear Blaze.
Yep.
Was there an actual nuclear? Was there any kind of story, like a nuclear thing?
Like a little bit, but it didn't get too far into it. But basically, you start outside this military facility and you go in trying to get, rescue people and put the fire out. And so I'm guessing with a name like Nuclear Blaze, there must be some like mystery about the facility, maybe aliens or something silly,
Gotcha.
But obviously, it's a demo. You don't get that far. You don't get quite
Right.
that far into it.
All right, Nuclear Blaze. It's a try. Go try it. Free. Demo. Play it. Let us know what you think. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to move on to just the main topic. We're just going to kind of shoot the shit this week, which is basically a beat list and a what you've been playing. Has anybody here beat any video games in the last few weeks? Because I know I haven't talked to either of you guys in quite a long time.
I'm current on all my Rocket League season pass trophies, apart from the one where you've got to win 5 matches without the other team scoring a goal. That one's really hard.
So, Nick, have you beat anything? Do you ever beat anything?
It happens once in a while, but not lately.
What happens when you get older?
I know, it's just... But, we did the whole thing with Destiny 2 a couple weeks ago, which was kind of a fun introduction to that game.
Did try that, didn't you?
Yeah. And then kind of just I don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but just going back to the previous segment that we just had with Dr. Dave's demo, when he mentioned his... it seemed like everybody was aware of it, but Stellar Blade, I also went and downloaded that demo and kind of sunk a couple hours into that.
I grabbed you, did it?
A little bit. I still need to go back and
You think you'll buy it?
I don't know. I kind of got... I lost a little... I can't think of the term, but it was like I died and kind of went back to a point and was just like, okay, I think I've sunk enough time into this for now with the intent of coming back later, and I just haven't gone back to it. But
it's funny how that can happen. Like, you just die or whatever, and you're just like,
Happens a lot nowadays.
Yeah, but it wasn't that I thought it was a bad game by any means, but it was just I think at that point in the playthrough, it's like I had put enough time and I just kind of want to move on to something else. But I still have the demo on there, so I'm assuming I can jump back in from where I was and continue on.
I want to say if you get the whole game, your progress carries over as well on that one.
Oh, well, that'd be nice.
I haven't beat anything, so I only have things that I've... Well, here, hold on a second. This is what I really wanted to talk about.
Oh, no.
Not that it matters for the people that are listening.
This is something that you just
bought
recently.
For the people that are watching, I bought a PlayStation Portal.
Yep. There we go.
So basically I can sit upstairs and sit on the couch with my wife and not be like a weird hermit in my basement and play video games. I can play them upstairs and hang out while she reads or watches TV and I can play video games. And
or plays her Switch.
And for me, I think it's awesome. It's one of the coolest things. I can be upstairs, I can turn it on, it'll turn on my PlayStation, and then I can play any of the game. I can install games. And anyway, I just really like it. It's a nice big screen. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be, which is wild.
How long do the batteries last?
I haven't actually timed it, but it hasn't died while I've used it.
Yeah, you've not. It's it's not run out before you've
I mean,
bored.
yeah, I'll just sit up there in the morning and I'll play, and then I'll put it down and then I'll turn it on and I'll play, and then at night I'll just go back and plug it into the PlayStation and it charges, and the next morning it's charged. So I don't really.
Yeah, it's not been an issue, which means it's
Yeah,
long
no,
enough.
I mean, I'm sure they have a. I think the only issue is, and I was expecting this from the outset, is multiplayer, not necessarily multiplayer games, but like competitive multiplayer games, like playing Rocket League or playing like Crucible and Destiny, is kind of an issue because there's more of a lag time. So it's like
just that extra little bit, just kind of
because you're going up and down and up and down multiple times. I can play Destiny fine, just regular Destiny, but when you start playing Destiny against someone, it becomes not the best. And then Rocket League is a little slow. I can do it. It's not the best version of me. It works fine. Like I have like crazy internet, so it works. Works. It just you notice the lag. But
do you think if you swapped your router out, that would help with that issue? Because I know you have really good internet up down. So.
I mean, I'm sitting in my living room with 500 megabytes down and up. So I mean, I know,
but you're on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, how old's your router?
I mean, the Wi-Fi is a 5G. I don't think that's gonna matter. I don't know how much.
You'd be surprised.
So Wi-Fi 6.
Well, it's weird because it's Wi-Fi to the router, but then it's wired to the PlayStation. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would really matter. Maybe it would, but
yeah,
it's not something
I have
that I really
issues in my office sometimes with the Wi-Fi, like go crapping out a bit. Not very often, but it'll like every 10 minutes maybe. Sometimes it'll. I've never been able to track down what the issue is.
It's not crapping out or anything like that. It's just you just notice that millisecond delay in the in just a little bit of latency in the fact that it's up and down and up and down, up and down. Whereas if I play a single player game, I don't really notice it at all. Like I've been playing I tested it on a lot of different games. Like I've been playing Art of Rally again. I beat that on PC, but I'm playing it again on PlayStation, and that I feel like it controls great.
So the perfect controller for like God of War or a story-based game.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you know,
I mean, you can do it. I can totally do it. It like
yes.
I've taken it outside to see its limitations. So like as the signal gets weaker and weaker, it does a more and more compressed version of the game. So it
so the graphics just get worse.
It gets worse and worse and worse until it just bogs down. So like if it's in my room it's just like crystal clean and it runs smoothly as fuck. It's just competitive multiplayer is just not a good idea if you're really trying to compete. If you're just trying to, if you're just
seconds make a difference.
If you're just fucking around, it's not that big a deal. Like if I'm just drunk and I'm just playing Rocket League with you guys, then maybe it's not a big deal. But if I'm really trying to compete, then it's not a good idea. Like I want to be downstairs wired in, you know.
It's a cool device. I mean, when my son was younger, I looked at getting a Vita to do exactly what you're doing now. And I think the advantage this device has is that it has all the buttons that map one to one.
Oh, that, and then it's got the the vibration and the all the the haptics. So like racing games are great.
It is
the
just
screen is so much bigger.
It's
so much bigger than a Switch or my phone because I was doing that kind of stuff on my phone. But why
the backbone?
The backbone, which is great, but it's so much bigger. So I can just kind of, and because it's not as heavy, it's so much. It's hefty. It's well built, but it's just nice. So I've been playing a lot of games on it. I played Destiny. I played Art of Rally. I've played Diablo. I played quite a bit of Diablo. Diablo's great on it. Oh, wonderful. That's a cool game.
Diablo 4 or 3?
A 4. What else have I played on it? For some reason, so here's a game I'm playing separate from this, but I re-downloaded Saints Row, the latest one. Oh, because I've just wanted a mindless open world game to do shit in, and so I've started playing that again, and I've just been. I might try and platinum it, I might not, but I'm just enjoying running around doing stupid shit in that game, so I've been playing that.
I like how you can dress your character however you want.
Yeah, so I've been playing that on this, and that works great. But I've been playing that just because I want to play that, not necessarily because I wanted to test it with this. But it's a perfect game for this. I've been playing some pinball. What I really want to do with it, I haven't started it yet. I've talked about this game quite a bit, but the Expanse Telltale game, I still haven't started that yet. But it's like the perfect game for this. Like, just kind of watch it and play, like, kind of walk around.
That would be the perfect game for that, because it's like
very low.
Requires lightning reflexes.
Yeah, right.
It's all about the story.
I'll probably play that. I want to play it, but I feel like I have like so many. It's summertime, so like I'm doing nothing, but then I got so many things going on. It's just wild. Anyway, but it's $200. It's kind of an aggressive purchase. I mean, but I just put it on my Best Buy card. No interest for like 6 months. I'll pay it off.
Pay off $200 off in no time.
Yeah, so it's just like, fuck it. And Bryn, so like, here's the thing. Bryn went and got her eyelashes done. $120 for eyelashes. And it's just like, I want to go waste some money. Jesus Christ. And anyway, so it's just like, I'm going to get this. Plus, she also said...
eyelashes look beautiful.
Yeah, they do. They do. They look great.
I'm sure, but guess what's going to last longer?
Right. Exactly, Nick. But it was kind of one of those things. Well, she also was talking about like, well, maybe we should just rearrange the basement so we could both be downstairs. But she's like, she doesn't really like being down in the basement. The dog hates being in the basement at night. Like, they're okay with it during the day, but he hates being down here at night. It's like, well, you know what? Let's not bother with that. I'll buy this, and we'll just all hang out upstairs at night, and it'll be fine. Yep. It fixes a whole thing that doesn't need to have a thing. So,
and she has her Switch. She can play that. And...
She doesn't play that really. She actually
let her start playing it.
She actually doesn't play more video. I mean, she has some wrist issues, so she's kind of stopped playing video games actually, which is wild. But
it sucks actually.
It does. Yeah. So she just kind of watches TV. She reads mostly these days anyway. So, but I want to give the glowing review. I think the PlayStation Portal is awesome, but it's a case per case. You know, if it fits your lifestyle. Then you should get it
too.
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
You said your PS5 is hardwired to your router, right?
Yeah.
So what if somebody? Have you played around with like maybe either disconnecting or just putting your PS5 on Wi-Fi just to see how much worse it would be if you were to?
Oh yeah, if everything was on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, see like how much worse things are.
I haven't thought about doing that. I
mean, just more from an experimental point of view, not necessarily.
It's kind of funny how Wi-Fi works, but like, while I have okay Wi-Fi signal in the basement, it's not the best. Like, I think it probably like where the PlayStation is at, it probably gets around 200 megabytes, just because the way its signal shoots out, it doesn't really shoot it down, really. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine it being better.
No, I didn't think it would be better. I'm more thinking of people who...
Is it worse? Is it that much worse?
It probably
exactly. It's like I'm trying to think of people who don't have the ability to, hardwire or...
This is not something I recommend unless you have fucking great Wi-Fi. Like, you should have good internet and you should have great Wi-Fi. Like, I would venture to guess that I wouldn't even recommend if you were like at 100 up and down, because I think those numbers are generally lying.
Yeah. I feel like the way to test it is just to install the PlayStation Remote on a laptop or a PC and just see how that works. And if it works well for you, then...
So I'll tell you this.
The Portal's going to work pretty well, I think.
There was an issue. There's a situation... It's the backbone would never really worked outside in my back patio very well. Like it had like 100, 150 megabytes down, and I was doing speed tests, and like even my Wi-Fi was weak out there, and then I noticed that like I moved the router. I like just took it from one side of Bryn's desk, which was by the window, and I moved it out towards kind of like outside of the door, and it boosted the signal out in the patio up to like 250. almost 300. And it's like, well, that's a good number that I could sit outside and play it now. Now, I meant to test it, and I didn't. But I think now I can actually comfortably sit outside on my, outside back
it's
patio
amazing
couch.
what difference.
Yeah.
Like I took my router and it was on the floor behind the TV like thing, and I moved it up and put it at like kind of waist height, and that made the world of difference for the internet in my house.
You have it next to speakers with magnets, or you have it behind monitors. It's like
how does those work?
You need to know. Yeah, right. Well,
have you done
they
things
fuck
like...
with waves. All I know. But anyway, so like, now that it's out in the open, not only that did it boost out in the living or out in the outside where it's like, but it also boosted the living room, which I wasn't having issues with. Occasionally, it would dip in quality, like the visual quality, but now it doesn't do that at all, which is good. And now outside, I should be able to play it with no problem, but I meant to test it and I didn't. But it should be fine now, which is great because it's something cool about just hanging out in the backyard, drinking a beer and playing video games.
So, is that portal only Wi-Fi, or can you actually hook it up via Bluetooth if you're not straying too far from the console?
Okay, this is a wild thing. Well, there's no Bluetooth connectivity for gaming. It's only Wi-Fi. The other wild thing about it does have a headphone jack for like headsets with headphone jack. It doesn't actually use Bluetooth. It uses Sony's proprietary Bluetooth-ish for its headset. So you can use its wireless. You can use their wireless headsets on it, but you can't use the Bluetooth brand. Obviously, they didn't want to pay for the licensing, and I don't know why. I don't think it's that expensive.
You can buy like.
Well, Sony's kind of had a history with trying to come up with their own proprietary technology.
But thankfully, it has. You
just go look up the mini disc. In fact,
it has speakers built in. It has a mic, so if you don't have a headset, you can talk, or you can use a plug to headphone jack it in. So but it's funny that they won't let you actually Bluetooth to it. But whatever, I don't have a Bluetooth.
Next time you come visit, you should bring it over.
Yeah,
and see what it works like at mine.
Yeah.
Like totally in somewhere else.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, I think it was a Thanksgiving Day. We tried to play Rocket League.
Yes.
And I was using my backbone at the time, but I was trying to use the room's internet, and the room had like 5 megabyte, up and down, and it was trash. It like just kept breaking up, and we tried, but it didn't work. So, but I mean, Dave, you have decent internet, right?
Oh yeah, 300 up, 300 down.
Yeah, so I should be able to connect to my PlayStation.
My Wi-Fi gets that if you're in the front room.
The problem is, like, we're not going to play like competitive games, but like if I could play, I'm sure I could play like, Saints Row fine from your house.
Yeah,
from my PlayStation. Anyway, it's a cool thing. I'm playing a lot of different games on it. A bunch of old games I've already played and reviewed and talked about. But I think it's a cool thing. I think if it fits your needs, it's a cool device. But if it's not something you're looking for, I don't think you should avoid it like the plague. It's not something you need. But it fits my particular needs, and I enjoy it. I think it's cool. So I wish I had gotten it. I wish, it's like, what's funny? It's basically the Wii U. It's basically the Wii U pad, except you can't control. Well, you can control the PlayStation, except you can't do it in game. That's the thing I wish they would unlock. I wish you could unlock it to be used in game. So, like, if I was downstairs playing Gran Turismo,
you could use it as a rear view mirror or something,
or it'd have like all the stuff. Because there's a bunch of like on-screen
like your
stuff,
fuel gauge and that kind
all
of
kinds
stuff.
of stuff. Well, you can change the braking and the amount of fuel and the power rating. You can do all kinds of other shit. And it is a touchscreen. It's not a. I think I thought they said it wasn't a touchscreen, but it is a touchscreen. You can touch like that's how you do the trackpad.
Yeah, you wish
touch
they
it.
just Wii U it. And
that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But oh well.
I don't know. You could use you could have your inventory in Diablo or whatever.
Exactly.
Like yeah,
because it does. Yeah,
it could be your backpack.
Anyway, it's just an HD screen. I think it's just an LED. It's not like a organic. It's just a basic LCD screen, but it looks really nice. I mean, obviously they're trying to keep the cost down as low as possible, because I mean, you look at I believe it is a 1080 screen, whereas like the Switch is only 720.
Yeah, but at some point, like a screen that small, it's like it doesn't, it makes some difference. But
well, you got to think like the controller itself is like a $70 thing. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know, but anyway, I think it's cool, and that's what I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what you've been playing.
I don't, I don't see you guys buying it or getting into it. It's not. I'm not even sure it's something Jarrod would get into. I don't know. Maybe.
I could see Jarrod like.
Yeah, I mean, he might
that.
need it because, like, if he needs to escape into a room and play,
He did buy a backbone. He just has a shitty phone, so I don't.
Yeah, I'm always surprised. Like, because I looked to the Vita way back when my kid was young. Because obviously you don't want to play. There's some games that you play, and it's like, yeah, I don't really need my kid doing that. But also, like, someone wants to watch the TV, and they're not watching something that's not. How many times have you seen Despicable Me? It's like, do I really need to watch this for the 5th time? Not that I'm not making that as any comment other than it's like, maybe I'd rather.
Yeah, it's not a commentary on the movie. It's more the
commentary on his kids. No.
Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, Dave's got a point. Some kids like they latch onto movies and they want to watch it over and over again. It's like,
and you're like, I wouldn't mind. I don't want to be not there, but by the same token, I'm really not watching this movie.
I think the build quality is great. I think it's better than a Switch, really. Anyway, I don't know I know Nick has a Switch, right?
Well, it's Brandy's, but
Brandy's. Dave, I don't know how many Switches you've handled, but I just feel like it feels more substantial.
I do feel like it can't be that hard to make a better controller or a better feeling controller than the Switch because it's pretty shit. But
plus the Switch is how many years old now?
Well, that's true. Well, the new one's coming, so But
well, let me jump for joy and
brace yourself for Nintendo glaze.
What else did I want to talk about? Dave, you talked about Rocket League briefly. I want to talk about I talked about playing it on here, but let's talk about separating that and playing it in real life. I logged in and installed it on my PS5, and when I was looking through the whole store thing, I noticed that there was this cool Z available on the Premium Pass. So if you bought the Premium Pass for $9.99, you would instantly unlock this super cool car.
Nice.
That I just so happens that the PlayStation Stars,
that only you get right now, it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like, which is weird, but it started working again, and so I was able to redeem $5. So I bought the Premium Pass for $5. So I basically got this car for $5 in the Premium Pass. So I need to start playing more Rocket League to get all the rewards of the Premium Pass. So, if you're looking to play some games, I'm happy to tag along, but I really enjoy.
We could play 1-on-1, and then you could help me get that trophy where I beat you and you don't score any goals.
I'm sure.
No, you could do that with me, and I would even be trying and
sure.
still get the achievement.
But I would like to rank up and unlock some of that shit. And anyway, I guess this season goes to September, so there's time.
Yeah,
there's time.
But I think the next drop is the 24th.
But I'm so out of practice. Holy moly!
Dave, are you playing Rocket League on your PS5 or your PS4?
PS5.
Oh, okay. Is there a noticeable? I mean, there probably is, but I mean, is there?
It seems like it has. It
loads faster.
It always has done. It has network issues where people just drop randomly for no good reason.
But I think the game itself runs better.
Yeah, it does run. 5. Yeah, it's a pretty solid game. It's more like the network thing where, you'll be winning and then your teammate will just drop out because they lost connection. It kind of sucks, but
But I mean, that sounds more like an internet thing versus playing on a 4 versus a 5. But
I don't know.
I think it runs better on my 5 than it does on my 4.
Okay.
I think it does.
I'm just wondering if I should move it over, because I mean, I'm still playing it on the 4.
If you've got an SSD in your 5, just do it. You'll be glad you did. It loads a lot quicker. I mean, the only reason not to do it would be if you've just got like an upgraded PS5,
or you just want multiple people at your house to play it, so you can everyone can like gang.
Well, I think part of the reason is it's like part of I still want to have a reason to turn the PS4 on.
I use my PS4 still, but I use it as a media box.
Yeah, you just move it to a different room and use it as a play Rocket League in your bedroom, kind of thing.
I mean, I can do that on the Switch, but
that's not fun. Rocket League runs like garbage on the Switch. Anyway, that's
neither here nor there.
I mean, it is here and there. Sucks. Here and there. Everywhere on a Switch, because it's the word. Anyway, what other games have I played that has nothing to do? Oh, so last week's episode, Jarrod and I were drunk and we were talking about Zoneless Zone Zero. It's a new free-to-play game. I installed it. I played it for 3 hours. It's getting a lot of really good reviews. It's a free-to-play game. It has like kind of weird microtransactions. It's a gacha game where you basically spend money to keep playing, but you don't really need to spend money to play it. But I don't know. But I played it. People are kind of hot on it right now, but I thought it was just shallow and vapid, and its presentation is awesome, but it's just kind of boring. Like, it's just, the story sucks, and it's just super simple. It's like you play this kind of board game, and then you get taken into an arena where you fight things, and it's just that over and over and over, and it's just like, I don't know. I just like, this is not something. Even with the hot anime chicks and some things that would kind of pull me in, I was just like, nah, I don't think I want to waste any more time than I already have. But a lot of people are like talking positive about it, so maybe if you're into that anime kind of, I don't know what it is. It just didn't work for me. So that's Zoneless Zone Zero, ZZZ. It's free to play. ZZZ. It has a really cool like package. Its presentation is really cool.
Oh, kind of like you.
But yes, exactly like my package. But yeah, I don't know. I was curious. I was hoping Jarrod would be here and he could talk about it, but I don't know if he even played it. So, but I played it. I put enough hours into it, and that was enough for me. So, that's that. Dave, have you played anything else, or you just only played Rocket League and you're done?
I've only played that. I downloaded the first Descendant, and I haven't played it yet. I've heard mixed things about it, but I was like, nah, it might be something new to play.
It's not.
I tried to get back into Destiny, and it just didn't grab me, to be quite honest. So
what's crazy about First Ascendant is that like fucking Tony Death has been playing it like fucking every day. He's like just in
all
it.
The reviews say it's like a mid-level game, but people love it. By the same token, it's like they're like, this isn't the greatest game, but we love it.
It's like a cross between Destiny and Warframe.
Yeah,
and it's definitely that 100%. I would say it's not as good as either of those games. It is sexy. Like some of the characters are very like they're just, but it's fine. It's another one of those like games where like I put like 5-6 hours into it, and I was like, well, that's just how this is gonna be. Like so, like the first boss, like the first big raid boss type boss you fight. There's no real mechanics to it. They just throw you into an arena. You're just fighting the boss, and there's like nothing really to do except shoot it. Is that how like Destiny? Yeah, they kind of have some mechanics where you have to do some stuff, and like that's how you kill it. You have to like take down the shields and then shoot it. Nah, this thing you just fucking it's just you just shoot it and it's just like just run around and shoot it, and then everyone gets some stuff and the game's fine. It looks kind of okay. The character models are great. It does feel good to play it and shoot, but you know in Destiny how you do the patrols. You click on the thing and then you go do a patrol around an area.
Yeah,
that's like actual missions in the game. Like you go click the thing and then like go around and shoot stuff, and then okay, that mission's over. It's an actual mission. Whereas a patrol is like a side thing that you do to just grind out XP and stuff, but it's not an actual mission. Patrols are actual missions in First Ascent. I don't know, Dave. I don't think you'll dig it. It's kind of vapid. I don't know.
I just downloaded it because I saw Tony Def playing it, and
he's been playing it ridiculous.
That's not the seal of quality necessarily, but
right. But like he's been playing it ridiculous.
Well, it's not a game I'm gonna enjoy, but yeah, he's
just every day, and it's like, are you serious? Like that's why there's no hope for humanity, you know. What? Like and he won't play the new final shape. I mean, final shape is awesome, but anyway, I don't know. Like, give it a try, give it a whirl, but I think you're gonna tap out fast.
Yeah.
Go back to Helldivers. I need a reason to play that. I need a reason to play that.
Yeah, I see.
I'll give you a reason. I need to play
stratagem.
I haven't even started it.
All right, I feel bad that we just kind of. I feel like that game's demise had to do with like the whole like JPK chaos that happened, and we all bailed on it. But like, I want to keep playing that, so I just feel bad about that. I feel like we should still be playing that game. Oh well.
Hi, hello.
Yep.
All right, Nick. But Nick's always never on the weeknights. He's always he's already in bed.
Yeah, I know. I'm a weekend.
And then you only play Fallout 4, which you've been spoiler. That's what Nick's been playing this week.
That's just more of a comfort game at this point.
But what are you doing right now? I mean, you're always there.
What?
You're always in Fallout 4. You're just always.
It's more like, well, I mean, I was doing like I've already done the 2 kind of DLCs that.
Did you finish Far Harbor then?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I still need to explore the island just to see what other kind of bullshit's there. But as far as the story goes, I finished it. And now it's more like kind of like chores and upkeep, like kind of going around and just checking in on my settlements. Because I ended up going back into Nuka World because I reached a point to where it was like I didn't know how I wanted to finish it. Like, because I still had all the raiders alive, and it's like, do I really want them invading the Commonwealth with all their nonsense, or do I just want to keep them there? And then I happened across a little tidbit that says, well, hey, regardless of what you do, once you finish that, then you unlock this new settlement. And that kind of pushed me to where, well, okay, I'm just going to annihilate everybody and annihilate all the raiders just so I can unlock the settlement and unlock the power plant or whatever. And
so you're not playing it just like you and Brandy are just on the couch and you guys are watching some show, but you're just kind of off on the corner also grinding.
Well,
I guess you only have one TV in that room, huh?
Yeah, I might be on the TV playing. She might be like on her phone watching whatever
Gotcha.
social media nonsense she's trying to catch up on, or whatever social media is telling her she needs to go eat or buy. That's what she's doing. And then that will influence next weekend's little trips about town.
You know what I saw a photo of at Costco? It's a backyard, like, you know how you like Dave has a like a little barn shack in the backyard.
Shed.
A shed. Well, they have they have Costco. Costco has a shed bar that you can purchase and construct in your backyard, and I feel like that's
apparently one of my cousins back in England has like they bought a tough shed with a big patio door on the front of it, and they've just turned it into a bar.
Yeah, but you can get that at Costco.
Yeah,
ready to buy now. You just get it, and you just build it in your backyard, and you just have a bar. Just raise the door and some.
Yep.
Anyway, I feel like that's what Nick needs. He can
Yeah,
put all his
HOA
beer,
approval, sure.
put his beer and all this stuff out there, and just have us over.
I was gonna say, yeah, the HOA would probably crucify you, but
I don't know if they'd see it. They wouldn't know. In your backyard, they wouldn't know what that is.
Hmm.
Someone must have a shed in their backyard.
Well, when all the neighbors come over and people are wondering what all the fuss is about.
Oh, there you go.
You just dig a big hole, put it on hydraulics, so it like lowers into the back garden.
That's another thing I saw. For $1 million, I saw this fucking video. So they did this install. It's $1 million outdoor LED screen. It comes out of your ground. It comes out. It's massive. It's like it's got to be like 100, maybe 200 inches. It's massive. It's like the size of. Well, I don't know if it's the size of a billboard, but maybe half the size of it. Anyway, it comes out of the ground like a missile silo, and then it unfolds.
Oh, nice!
And then each panel, underneath the panel, has speakers, so the whole thing is massive. It's wild. I should have posted it. Anyway, yeah, it's like $1 million though. It's wild. It's like, yeah, of course. It takes a lifetime to come out of it to like put together, to happen. It's not like it happens fast. It's like a 5-minute process. But it was really fucking cool. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What other video game stuff? Have I done? I don't think I've done anything else. I don't know.
I've just played Fallout 4 waiting for somebody to jump onto Helldivers or Borderlands.
You just need to jump on that and start playing with randos, and then when people see you on, they'll join.
I'm scared of randos.
You shouldn't be afraid of randos. They're your friends.
Yeah.
Especially in that game. They'll probably be helpful.
Yeah.
I know. Part of me is just like I should just jump in and just start playing it anyway.
You don't have to talk to them, Nick. You just mute it. You just mute the microphones and don't talk to them. And
I don't know. I'm very mousy about playing with people and playing with strangers online. I don't even.
The other good thing about
happened.
Randos on that game though is you get the randos that know where all the loot is, and you play the mission and you end up with like tons of loot because you'll get that one guy who just goes from like point A to point B and etc. Just getting all the samples and all the upgrade material.
Yeah. Nick, to win, before I just totally fucking forget, what was the second beer? We didn't. I mean, I'm sure you drank it already, but like, what was it?
No, there's still some left, but I poured it. And I poured it on cam.
Like, tell us about it.
Oh, well, this is a nice little bitter Pilsner that's very much in vein or very similar to the Bitburger that we drank last week. I know I already brought it up earlier tonight. But
last week on the Couch Co-Hop show.
Right, correct. But, I mean, this very much is like very close to its Bitburger cousin.
Do you have any of those left? If you did a blind taste test, could you tell the difference?
I don't know if I could.
Oh,
honestly,
that close. Damn.
It's also just I'm not that familiar with either of these beers either, so it's. But no, this is very fine. I mean, yes, I've been on a German beer kick, and this, like, both of these beers are just kind of scratching that itch.
Cool. Do you think at this point you could give us a winner?
I can.
Battle? Okay, which one is it?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna go with the nicely shaped Einbecker Meyerbock. Not by much. Like I said, it's and I also forgot to mention how smooth it is. It's a 6.5% ABV beer that but I mean it goes down smooth. It's just
The other one being a Pilsner must be like 4 something, 4.8, 4.6.
I want to say that sounds about right, but where did you go?
Doesn't say, of course. European.
No, it does. I'm sure. I'm just. Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I have to. I mean, just bear with me.
Oh, bear with you, Dave.
Roar.
I'm Dave. I'm sorry about England's loss. Just
Oh, I know. That's
4.9%.
4.9. All right.
Yeah.
How much did they lose to Spain by? I don't know. I don't know.
2-1.
Two.
It was. It
not
was.
bad. Good
It
game.
was a good game. It was.
A nail
They
biter.
weren't the better team, but it was. It was. They had they had an opportunity where they had two headers back to back, like late on in the game that could have,
Does something like that
tied it up.
make you want to play? Well, I mean, obviously Rocket League, but does it make you want to play like FIFA? Or no?
I haven't played. It's funny. I haven't played a football game in years. I used to love, like in college. We used to play like FIFA. What was the other one? The Konami.
Oh,
Yeah,
PES.
yeah, that was
What
always
was
a
that
good
called?
one.
What's the name of that though? I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a good one. You used to play sensible soccer. So I've played a lot of soccer games.
But
You know,
Rocket
but those
League
are
is
all.
where it's at.
Those are all. Well, it's not so much that. It's like those are definite to me. Those are traditional couch co-op games. Only you sit on a settee next to your friends and trash talk each other while you're, playing it.
Do you think? And I think this is, and maybe Nick can speak to this as well. These sports games, as they have gotten more and more complex, they have lost the casual player. Do you think that's true? Like they used to be way more simpler, you used to like hit, punch, kick, pass. Now it's like,
Well, I think
dribble, move, spin, kick, put the English on it, into the pass to the over. They've become more complex, and by doing that,
yeah, because they kind of moved away from a more arcade feel to more of kind of like a simulation
yeah.
type of deal. Especially like because and especially some of these sports games that appeal to me is the fact that you can now keep track of like stats and stuff for particular players. Like if you're playing a season, you can actually kind of track how you're doing. Like with individuals, and you can kind of make adjustments to where like you go like if you're playing like an NBA Jam, or even if you want to go back and play like Blades of, and I was trying to look it up. There was like even a football game or soccer game rather, that I swear I played on the NES years ago that I had a lot of fun playing. I just can't remember the name of it, but
Yeah,
it was weird because it like the field kind of like, I want to say it's like when you're playing it, it's at kind of like at an angle.
it's isometric. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wasn't that the original FIFA's? Weren't those isometric?
Maybe it was, but for the NES.
Yeah, perhaps not for the
Okay.
NES, but like, yeah. Yeah, there used to be one on the Neo Geo that was fun because you could there was a deliberate foul button.
But do you think if there were games like I know that it's easy to play Rocket League, but the skill ceiling is high. But if there were arcade kind of fun sports games, that a lot of people would play those, or no? I feel like if they were like kind of slightly callbacks, I think a lot of us would play those again, like we used to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I used to play like NHL hockey, I think on the Sega Genesis, and it's like I have no interest in hockey, but the game was fun.
Right?
It's like,
Yeah, even Blades of Steel on the NES back in the
Yeah.
day was a lot of fun. I mean, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of fun to just be able to just jump in and play and not have to deal with all the other. Like, I mean, I can see both sides of it.
Right.
I mean,
right.
sometimes you just want to jump in and just start playing, but other times it's like maybe you're trying to do something
Dave
with
brings up
your account.
Dave brings up a fun point because like we just got a free NHL hockey game this month for PlayStation Plus. I'm curious to install it and play it, but I imagine it's just all about puck and stick control. Like you're just gonna be finessing, and it's just like I just want to take it and shoot. you know?
Yeah.
But I imagine it's going to be so much more complicated than that. But I want to try it. But it's like all those games are just going to be more complicated, and that's cool for the people that want that. But I just
that sounds very much like so there was a bowling game for the Wii that I went and bought like years ago. That because I had Wii Sports for the Wii.
Oh yeah, just
and
simple.
it has a bowling game. It's just like a simple bowling game, and I'm like, oh, this might be a little bit more fun. But then you get into it, and it's like you have to sit here and choose like the different floor patterns, and it's just okay. This is a little too complicated.
Yeah, like,
for
this
me,
is not
and
fun.
It's just, yeah, it's already like sucked the fun out of it, and it's just I'm gonna go back to Wii bowling.
There definitely is that there's that gap between the simulation and the arcade fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I play a lot more. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
NBA Jam.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the perfect example of like simulation versus just like being stupid fun.
I kind of feel like that's why Rocket League exists and works so well, because it's like, how can we make arcadey soccer fun? Well, let's make it cars, and then there's all this other stuff that goes on with it. But like ultimately,
but you can
if you were
can
just
still
a dude
appeal to
running
both
fast,
sides, actually.
But it is basically that game.
Yeah.
Well, no. The nice thing about Rocket League is it kind of appeals to both parties.
Sure.
Like you can,
Yeah,
I mean,
just tread that fine line.
and it's amazing that they pulled it off.
And I'm surprised there hasn't been an NBA Jam in forever. Like, why have they not tried to make another one? Like, why is that? It must licensing. I don't know. I just feel like make us.
I
an
also feel like
arcade-
a lot of those games were quite simple as well.
But what's
and it's
wrong
like-
with that? It's fun. You talk shit with your friends, like you're talking about.
I feel like people necessarily wouldn't pay $60 for them now, if you know what I mean.
But it
Whereas
wouldn't be a
they would back
60.
in the
But it
day.
wouldn't have been a $60 game. Oh, Jones. I mean, what was Rocket League initially when it was still for sale was a $20
Look at
game,
Victory.
Yeah.
and then it went free to play. But it was a $20 game. You could probably make NBA Jam a free to play game, and you just play a basic generic team, and then if you want to play as the Blazers, you spend $9.99 or whatever. You spend the money
or
to
you get the LeBron.
Yeah, you get the LeBron skin.
Yeah, I know what you
there
mean.
you
It
go.
would
You
just be
start with
generic,
a
and then
basic set of rosters, and then
Listen, that's the money
you
there.
can-
But the game itself, you can play just as a generic dude and have fun, and it doesn't matter for free.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, you could probably have like a set roster.
Oh, sure.
But if you want to buy like historical figures and stuff like that, or historical team, blah blah blah,
right.
then
If you want to play as Bush,
throw some money out.
Clinton,
Mhm.
you
I was
got
going to
this.
say Benjamin Franklin for the shot.
But I mean, it could work. I don't know. It just seems wild that NBA Jam hasn't been revived in so long. I don't know. It seems wild to me. Anyway, any other video games you guys have touched or played? If not, we can move on.
Nah,
No?
just some old 8-bit stuff, but nothing to report home about.
Old 8-bit stuff on the old.
On the Sinclair's Spectrum,
Oh,
I played a couple of games. I can't remember the names of them, but it was like, wow, we've come a long way.
so how often do you play that stuff?
About once a month at least.
Is that with
Is
your
that-
friends, your like club? Or?
Yeah, there's two meetings in Portland like once a month, so I usually go to at least one of them, and I usually take a system along, and if I'm taking a system along, I usually kind of get off my arse and try and put a game on it or something, do something to it so there's something to play at the meeting kind of thing.
Right.
And then other people have, like one of the guys had, I don't know if you remember the Vectrix. It's like the
I don't think so.
well, it was a console that came with like a vector graphics, and it was its own little TV. Came out in the 80s, and he had a 3D attachment for it.
Oh, wild.
And it really was a welder's mask, and it had this wheel on it that spun round, and like quadrants of it were black and quadrants of it were white, and the screen, it was timed to the screen, the refresh rate of the screen, so that like the black bit would be over your left eye and the white bit's over your right eye, and then it, like, as it rotates, So and it was a pretty amazing 3D effect, to be quite honest.
What does that go for nowadays? That's got to be kind of impossible to find. Is like a limited.
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if it was like something newer that someone had created for it, or whether it was original. But Vectrexes go for a reasonable amount of money, partly because they're old TVs basically, as well as game systems, so they have a lot of issues, that need kind of fixing to get a good one.
Cool. All right.
But yeah, I usually try and touch them at least once a month.
I try and touch them at least once a month too, Dave.
I knew you'd go there.
All right. Well, let's do some couch co-optionals. Something that we've eaten, drank, watched, listened to, saw, witnessed, experienced, touched. I don't know any of these.
Or coming up.
Basically anything that isn't a video game. Nick or Dave, would you like to go first?
I will go with one that you should avoid.
Oh wait, well hold on. Make sure you talk about it for a long time because I have to take a wee. I'll be right back.
I made the mistake of watching that J-Lo movie, The Atlas, or Atlas on Netflix, and man, that was a bad movie. It was just like
it's an anaconda.
Yeah. It was just like, oh man, just keeps going. It's boring. It's like, and then it degenerates into a grunty fight battle, and you're like, she's in the mech. She shouldn't have to grunt. It's only going to punch as hard as it's going to punch. You going is like not going to make it punch any harder, And it was a bit of a shame because the setup was pretty good. But
this is a fairly recent
2024,
release?
Yeah. Yeah, direct to Netflix. Needless to say, I'm like, yeah, I can't recommend it, but it wasn't so bad. It was good either. That's the other problem. Sometimes you watch these movies and you're like, that was terrible, but it was kind of funny. And even my wife tuned out after about half hour. She's like, oh man. And I was just like, well, I'm going to keep watching it, and it didn't get any better.
Sorry you had to deal with that. Well, I mean, anything J-Lo's in, I mean, you should probably know not to watch, but I mean.
Yeah, I should have known better, and I didn't. And it was like, yep, I paid the price. How about you, Nick?
Well, so I threw out Anaconda as kind of like a bit of a transition piece because not only was J-Lo in Anaconda, but so was Ice Cube. And Ice Cube's coming to town this Friday for Jammin' 107.5's Summer Jam. And
I'm 107.5.
What's that?
That's funny. Jammin' 107.5.
Yep. So they've
station names here.
Yep. So they're putting on a show here at the Moda Center. Ice Cube's going to be the headliner, but I mean, you've got a E40, Maya, and X to the Z Exhibit. Looking forward to that show. Oh yeah, and I guess
you got your tickets front
Genuine.
row.
Oh, not front row, but I got my tickets a while ago.
You've got your tattoo booked for when they sign you.
Nah, but I mean, I'm sure I'll have my T-shirt clean. My sky blue T-shirt that has a little blimp on it that says Ice Cube's a pimp on it. Yeah.
This is like, I'll leave my wife for Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm. Well, except she's going to be there with me, and she's probably going to leave me for E40, but whatever.
Ice Cube, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, 107.5 Summer Jam.
Baby.
It's Friday.
That sounds fun.
I'm sure. Get your tickets if they're available.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then fuck you. I'm going to have fun, and I'll tell you all about it.
Fun.
Not you, just
look forward to hearing about it. Jesus, so aggressive. Hip hop culture, so aggressive.
Yep.
Settle down.
Mm-hmm.
What did I want? I wasn't really sure what I was gonna. I guess. Well, today I built a gate, and I guess what I want to say, a Stargate. I guess what I want to say, well, I'm going to recommend Ryobi tools, but not necessarily that you have to go buy Ryobi tools. I think they're great. They work wonderful. I think the important thing is to buy into an ecosystem and use
Where
and
you can use the same stupid battery for multiple tools.
Yes, I think that is one of the most helpful, cool things you can do. Because like, I can have the sander, I can have the drill, I can have the circular saw, whatever, or like or still like just a. This is separate from that, but then like I want to go weed whack or blow leaves or whatever. It's super useful to be able to like have all those tools out and just switch the battery and use it. If you're like using multiple brands, then you're constantly, if a battery dies, I don't know. It's just it's obnoxious.
No,
and
I'm with you.
I just feel like the ability, like the efficiency at which I was today. I thought building this thing, I was gonna be butting up at the gates of like, it's time to eat and go do the podcast. But I got through it today so fast. I was like kind of impressed with myself, felt good about myself doing it, and then just thinking like, well, having the tools that were in the same ecosystem really helps that endeavor, So I'm not trying to be. I do like the Ryobi tools. Dave bought me a Ryobi drill, and so I just decided to stick with that ecosystem. But like, as long as whatever brand you're going to be into, stick with an ecosystem and just use it, because I think it's incredibly useful, helpful, makes things go.
Ryobi's nice because they do a lot of garden tools for their stuff, as well as like what you'd call like traditional like building kind of tools.
But it just seems like it just helps your endeavor, I think, so much more. And then the batteries charge crazy fast, really. I don't know. Anyway, Nick, you were going to try and say something, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just going to piggyback on this because it's like I've got a lawnmower, a weed eater, and a pressure washer that all use the same battery. And so it's like I've got two batteries. So I can use one, charge the other, and I mean, I could basically be doing like kind of work in the same area, like just kind of like doing some yard work. And when one battery runs out, it's like I can throw that one on the charger, grab the other one, and kind of continue what I was doing. So if I'm like mowing the lawn and kind of edging some stuff, and maybe I need to pressure wash something at the same time. I mean, the pressure washer I have is not like crazy powerful, but I mean, it's like a couple hundred PSI. So, I mean, that's good enough to just kind of like, clean up a little bit.
Right.
So, I mean, it's nice to have kind of like that ecosystem to basically I can keep going and do what I need to do. And yeah, I can basically just like kind of like swap batteries, and while one's charging, I can use the other and like continue the task at hand. And if that battery dies, then the other one's kind of ready to go at that point. And it's like you can almost kind of like work continuously.
And then
not that that's what I do because I'm lazy, but
right. And then just to piggyback off the fact that I am using Ryobi, I think the tools are pretty solid. They're pretty strong. They stand up. I haven't had any issues with them. I mean, I've had that drill since Dave got it for me for a housewarming gift, like 4 years ago now. I mean, it works
feel
great.
like Ryobi's great tools. Like if you're not making a living out of your tools.
100%. It's not like
that's where the difference comes in. It's like if this is a tool you're buying because you're a handyman contractor, then Ryobi might not be your choice. But for 99% of homeowners, it's like Ryobi's pretty.
I did see this crazy professional, like they do this crazy thing where they like, so it's a DeWalt drill. They did 3 different drills. There's like a DeWalt drill. What's the red brand? There's like a red pro brand.
That's Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. And then I didn't see
and then
the other
Orange
test.
Is Rigid,
I think it was Makita, but I don't think they ran the Makita.
Yeah.
But they lock them. They lock 2 drills together, pro drills together, and then they zip tie the triggers, and then they put them upside down, and then he puts the batteries in and locks them and then runs away, and then the two drills just battle each other on the ground. It's fucking wild. Stupid. The fucking DeWalt broke like that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't feel like that's any kind of real measurement, but it's just kind of a funny like Thunderdome battle. And it's funny.
Makes me feel bad for my DeWalt Impact.
Anyway, I'm not a professional builder. I get it. I get also that they're lime green. You know, it's a lime, but I like lime green. It's boyish.
Whatever.
I mean, I get a Lamborghini and it would be lime green. So suck a dick.
I don't feel like nowadays you can go too far wrong with any of them.
No. That's why I'm saying. That's why it wasn't really a choice. I just like, don't be afraid to buy into the ecosystem. You know. Yeah. I think it's a wise thing to do because
nothing else a drill's useful.
Always. Anyway, that was my couch co-optional. Buy into an ecosystem for working because it'll make your work life easier. All right.
More time for video games.
Did anyone research some trivia, or are we just gonna get out of here?
I did not do a trivia.
We don't have to do that. That's fine. Trivia. Where's Jarrod? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our trivia question. Where the hell is Jarrod?
How many years ago tomorrow was the NES released in Japan?
Was that 41?
Oh, right. Wow.
A1. All right. Well,
what did the NES go by in Japan?
Something. I don't know.
You know, it was originally going to have a cassette drive.
Here's trivia. What is your dog's name, and what is he barking at right now?
Family computer? My dog?
It's barking at me.
I don't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Here's trivia. What's Maverick's problem right now? What's his issue?
Yeah, what is his issue?
Yeah.
Someone's walking on the street, probably.
There's a human.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, let's get out of here. I want to thank Dave and Nick for joining me here on the couch this evening. On this, somewhat warm. It's not like sweltering. It's not like last week when Jarrod and I were on. It was like fucking hot. Like we were melting.
Yeah, I feel bad for Jarrod. I mean, his setup. I really feel like. I mean.
And I guess it's his Dave's got that sweet air conditioning now.
Yeah, I know, it's lovely.
I know, but
I offered Jarrod my old Rolly air conditioner unit. I'm sure he could figure it out how to fix it up in his garage, and he'd be good.
Does your air conditioning work really well upstairs, Nick?
Yeah, I think it actually. No, it still works better downstairs. Like, there's one bathroom that it just works extremely well, but no, it works fine upstairs. Just for whatever reason, our bedroom always seems to be the hottest place in the house.
My mom's house, like when I lived there, like the upstairs the air conditioning sucked. It just never really had any. You could feel it coming through the vent, but it wasn't any force. It was just sucked. It's just like
somewhere's got to be the end of the line.
Sucks. Anyway.
No, I mean, we've had people come out and look to see if we needed to actually clean the vents, and they actually looked in there and like, no, they're pretty clean. So
we built that house, so the vents should have been fucking clean.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's probably just bad design.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Jarrod melting in his garage is always a fun thing to watch on a Sunday night, but not tonight. Not tonight.
I'd like to help him out with his issue, but I don't know what we can do. I mean, especially if he has that AC unit that you offered him. Is that like kind of like a portable design where he?
Yeah, it's one of those rolly ones where
rolly
it's
ones.
got like the bit that you put in, that you put in the window or whatever.
A mail drop.
For a garage. Yeah,
like a rolling. So it's got like an exhaust tube that he can basically
like a
just
tube.
Find a
So
place
basically,
to.
if you can put that tube on any,
he's got one in his front room.
Yeah,
I think he's got one of those rolling ones. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, like right now, like earlier today, like today would have been fine. I think it has. You open the garages, it would have been nice outside. Just it's great outside right now. I think he's just his parents were in town, so.
Yeah,
So.
It is meant to get back up to 96 on Tuesday, though. So
and then it's supposed to crash
really
right back down again.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'm just wondering if he needs a big fan though too.
He needs lots of fans.
Yeah.
He needs a group of people just cheering him on.
That might bleed into his mic though too. I don't know. I always think about his his setup, and
his setup's not that
like
bad. You guys, you're thinking too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe,
don't worry about it. Jared's fine. He's a big boy.
I know.
That's what ice cold beer is for.
Yeah, right. That's what ice cold beer is for. That's why you just drink more of it.
I see these big fans when I'm out delivering and stuff, and I'm like, God, Jarrod would probably love this in his garage.
Well, on that note.
All right. You can find us. Hey, everybody, you can find us on all the podcasting platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Audible. You can find us on YouTube.com/MilkmanPictures, where you can find the video version. You can also find us every Sunday night at 9:00 on Twitch.tv/The Couch Co-op Shows, like we are right now.
Coming at you.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian. Reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Wow,
fist this.
Oh, wow, aggressive.
Wow, yeah.
Couch Co-op is full of douchebags.